Hey, so we are on day 3 and I am going to test the app. So the script that you saw yesterday, I've now spent time refining that and making sure that it works the way that I want it to. There's still a bit of refining to do, but I actually built out the full app now. So let's just try to jump over here to the screen and see what it looks like. So this is the screen that you're met with when you start the app up. It will give you a place where you can paste in your OpenAPI key. And then we need a channel. So we're going to take Mark Lu's channel. Just paste that in here and then do create and train coach. And now it starts creating the coach. So it's resolving the channel. It's syncing all the captions, and then it will normalize the text and create the sources and all of that. So this is going to take a bit of time. We might want to take a bit of a break in the middle of all of this while it does this. So I think probably around 10 to 20 minutes for it to do this. We will see how well that, or how fast that's going to go. But then the idea is once it's created the coach, you'll be able to chat to it and get advice as if you're speaking to that person. And so really what's happening here is it's downloading all the captions from the YouTube channel itself. And the next thing it will do is just normalize it all and then create sources by chopping it into pieces, figuring out what is where, what can it learn from these sources, and arrange it neatly into a knowledge graph it can use for answering your questions. So one thing I was thinking about was shipping pre-trained coaches. The slight problem with that is that might have some legal implications. Although I think it would be worthwhile simply because it makes it easier to do quality assurance, and also it would make that you don't have to go through the entire training process. However, for the MVP, I think we don't need that. This is good enough for starters. And people who want to try this out will be willing to. Oh, there is a bug here. Need to just document that. Because it clearly has more than 0 videos and transcripts and segments. Yeah, so I think we're just going to let this run. And then while it's doing that, I don't know if there's anything else interesting we could talk about. But maybe just let this run and then eventually turn that into a demo that we can share with people. The 2 next steps, the normalization of text and create sources is quite fast. But extracting of the knowledge graph is not cool. And now we start on the knowledge extraction. And so typically this whole process costs about 30 cents for a 30 cents for a channel with 145 videos. I don't know exactly how many hours Mark has on his channel, but it's a good amount. Cool. I'm just going to let this run for a bit, and then we'll get back to it once it's done. Cool. It seems that we're done here. So we have extracted the knowledge and everything is ready. Synced, or this is based on 135 videos, and ready to ask Mark about some things. So let's try out this demo. You start with hey, I am Trolls. Who are you? Just checking out how well this works. Okay, so the training took about 20 minutes. Okay, and so what we see here is he answers what we would expect, that he's the indie hacker and startup coach. I love helping aspiring entrepreneurs. And there's used one source on this. I want to grow my YouTube channel. I don't know how relevant that one is, but anyway, let's try to do this. So let's get some concrete advice on the app that we're building here. So this is the app that we saw yesterday in the terminal and which has now been turned into a full-blown app. And just to check out how well he answers to these questions today. So if you remember from yesterday, the answers were kind of mediocre. Yeah, and here he comes with one of his typical points. So one of the things that you'll hear Mark say over and over again is build small, build something you can actually do in 24 hours. And that's what he's saying here. Start with a basic version of the app. Keep it simple. Focus on the core functionality that turns the YouTuber's content into AI coaching. You can use no-code tools to get this up and running quickly without bogged down by complex coding. I guess that is true that you could do this with no code. In practice, though, I think that's going to be super hard because it wasn't actually all that easy to do it. Okay, create a landing page. Check, we have done that. The crucial here is gathering interest and potential leads. Don't wait for perfection. Launch the product fast, even if it's not feature complete. This way, you can get real user feedback early and iterate based on what the users actually want. Okay, and here's another thing that he says often. Use a one-time payment rather than subscriptions. And so the reason for this is he believes that it's easier to convert on one-time payments. And I know from myself that this is true. If something is a one-time payment, I will be more likely to convert than if it's not. Okay, cool. Look, so let's do this. Oh. Provider output included intimate, private, or restricted material. Funny. I have never had this before. Hmm. Interesting. I didn't know that you could fail this way. Okay, so apparently this means that the AI has generated a response that violates the guidelines regarding private, intimate, or restricted data. I'm so curious. And I wish I had implemented a repeat my last question or try again. And also, it would have been lovely to actually get a look on this. Like, what did actually happen here? And why did my okay? I have a few things to look at here before we ship this, but I think all in all, this should be okay. Let's just take a screenshot of that. Okay, so oh, not now. We're just trying this again, see if we. Okay, point 3 and 4. I want to ask some questions about that because I actually haven't done that before. Monitor traction, keep an eye out. How the rates bars, consider extending it or adjusting your strategy based on users overall. Okay, so So as you can see here, he gives quite good feedback on things that are rather specific to what Mark usually does, which I think is quite good. And really what I'm trying to do here is now see if I can get him to come with some of the more specific stuff he talks about. And there is one thing, he keeps on saying hey a lot, I've noticed, so I think I might have a small prompt bug that I need to fix. Okay, and so he actually failed to find the specific data that I was looking for. I'm just going to try to ask a more specific question to see if that helps. Because I know that Mark has this particular number, and we'll just see if it finds it. It might be a problem with the training set. It might also be that I just have a bug somewhere. And there's a bit of repetitiveness in all of this that I also need to look at. Oh no, wait. Benchmarking isn't universal magic number since it varies. However, for launching at 99 and that covers acquisition cost and revenue per visitor. Okay, so it might be that the training simply didn't extract this number, but he has a number that's about $0.50. And if you're below that, you probably should kill your project. And if you're above that, you should probably keep your project. But all in all, I think this is still a pretty successful test run. So we have shown you, or I've shown you now how the app works and what it can do. So you train the app on a specific YouTube channel, and you can use that to work out exactly how that person is thinking and how that applies to your specific situation. So I hope you find this super useful. At least I think it's pretty useful myself. I've used this exact system to build this exact system. So everything I've done has been guided by a virtual version of Mark that has been telling me exactly what to do on pricing, on all of the different aspects in order to actually pull this off in 7 days. And I've been having a lot of chat back and forth So I think there is real value here. I really hope so, and I hope that other people can see the value as well. But I would love to hear your feedback, so leave it in the comments. And yeah, I would just love to see that. All right, take care.